Sık sık sözlerinle ruh halimi etkilersin.
You often affect my mood with your words. You often affect my mood with your words.
Şu anda takımın performansını etkiliyorsun.
You are currently affecting the team's performance. You are currently affecting the team's performance.
Geçen hafta kararımızı etkiledin.
You affected our decision last week. You affected our decision last week.
Dün konuştuğumuzda sonucu etkiliyordun.
You were affecting the outcome when we spoke yesterday. You were affecting the outcome when we spoke yesterday.
Her zaman hayata bakış açımı etkilemişsindir.
You have always affected my perspective on life. You have always affected my perspective on life.
Aylardır ilerlememizi etkiliyorsun.
You have been affecting our progress for months. You have been affecting our progress for months.
Uzun zamandır seçimlerimizi etkiliyordun.
You had been affecting our choices for a long time. You had been affecting our choices for a long time.
Toplantıdan önce sonuçları çoktan etkilemiştin.
You had already affected the results before the meeting. You had already affected the results before the meeting.
Yarın kararı etkileyeceksin.
You will affect the decision tomorrow. You will affect the decision tomorrow.
Bu akşam daha sonra görüşlerini etkiliyor olacaksın.
You will be affecting their opinions later this evening. You will be affecting their opinions later this evening.
Gelecek yıla kadar birçok hayatı etkilemiş olacaksın.
By next year, you will have affected many lives. By next year, you will have affected many lives.
Haftanın sonuna kadar projeyi günlerdir etkilemiş olacaksın.
By the end of the week, you will have been affecting the project for days. By the end of the week, you will have been affecting the project for days. John had always been a man of influence, whether he knew it or not. It was said that he often affected others' moods with his words, and while some saw it as a gift, others viewed it as a burden. Right now, he was sitting in a conference room, his words currently affecting the team's performance as they debated the new project strategy. Last week, he had affected their decision by pushing for a riskier approach, one that he believed would lead to greater rewards. But when they spoke yesterday, it became clear that his constant suggestions were affecting the outcome in unexpected ways. The project wasn't progressing as smoothly as they had hoped, and there was a sense of doubt among the team members. John was not oblivious to this. He had always affected people's perspectives, whether intentionally or not, and over the years, he had come to realize the weight of his influence. You have always affected my perspective on life, his mentor had once told him. Those words resonated with him now as he pondered the current situation. For months, John had been affecting the team's progress, trying to steer them towards his vision of success. But was it really the right path? Before the meeting, John had already affected the results by sending a detailed report, suggesting changes that would shift their entire approach. It wasn't until the discussion began that he noticed the tension in the room. He realized that by the end of the week, he would have been affecting the project for days, shaping each step with his ideas, but the impact wasn't as positive as he had intended. Looking ahead, John knew that tomorrow, he would affect the final decision. His voice was strong, his words persuasive, but he started to question whether he was guiding the team in the right direction. By the evening, as he sat alone in his office, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had been affecting their choices for a long time before they even realized it. Later that night, he lay awake, wondering if by next year, he would have affected many lives for the better, or if his influence would cause regret. In that moment, he decided that he would change his approach. The next day, as the team gathered once again, John spoke with newfound humility. He acknowledged that he had been affecting their work in ways that weren't always constructive, and expressed his intention to listen more and steer less. It was then, for the first time, that the ripple effect of his actions seemed to calm. The team's confidence grew, not because of his words, but because of their own.
Hikayemizin Türkçesini açıklama bölümünde bulabilirsiniz. Çalışmalarımızın devamı için abone olmayı ve beğeni bırakmayı unutmayınız.